Hey guys, Joe here, the guy who tells you to don't go chasing waterfalls, and I'm here to talk about UFC Fight Night, Vera versus Sandhagen. Some interesting stuff happened this card, especially with the main event. So enough talk. Let's just get to the fights.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream, making the cutest
So, bantamweight bout for the main event: Cory Sandhagen, Chito Vera, Marlon Vera. Two superstars, I think, in the sport's best division. Pretty cool style matchup. Chito Vera is he's super patient. It feels like he fights only like 10 minutes of a 25-minute fight. But then he dominates it though with his power. Like the Rob Font fight is so weird. He literally is just losing, then he'll land like a huge bomb and just win the round because of it. Like he just takes over after he hurts you. True one-shot KO power, a finishing machine. But Sandhagen, on the flip, technical wizard, Like, massive difference in his output. He's very much constant and great footwork, great technique on his shots, good jumping knees, good elbows inside, great, just kicks in general, wheel kicks, high kicks. He does it all in the striking. It's beautiful to watch. And I love both these guys. So I'm kind of nervous going into this fight because I don't want to see either one lose. But I did think Sandhagen was going to win. I think he's just a better striker overall. And that's kind of what happened. But Sandhagen was also showing off his wrestling, which is very much improved and looking pretty good. So first round, Sandhagen dominates on the feet, I think. Gets a takedown and just kind of smashes from top position. He did get cut under the eye. Some upward elbows from Chito. Cut him up. They were cutting him open. But second round, he gets an even earlier takedown and just dominant position from top, smashing on him, looking for submissions when he can. Chito does get back to the feet, but on the feet, Sandhagen's movement and output is just a nightmare matchup for Chito. It's very clear to see. Chito's just kind of sitting back, relaxing, and he's just getting eaten up. So Chito actually is told by Jason Perillo to be more aggressive in the third round, and credit where credit's due, he does. He just kind of moves at him real quick in the third round. But I thought Sandhagen was still winning on the feet. The whole round took place on the feet. Some failed takedown attempts here and there from Sandhagen. Vera started stopping him, but I thought he was just lighting him up, let him have it. Fourth round, it feels like a striking showcase for Sandhagen. His constant movement, great combination, his stance switching. They're all really frustrating Chito Vera, and he is getting lit up because of it. It's just a lot of the boxing of Sandhagen looked master class this fight. Fifth round, the same. Absolute domination. And Sandhagen did get another takedown, and I thought he would have held the position for a lot longer if it wasn't for some illegal up kicks. He got hit with some, looked at the ref like, hey, are you going to do something about this? And then Chito just got up while he was looking at the ref to complain. Oh well. But I thought he dominated on the feet as well. Again, I thought this was an easy 5-0 win for the Sandman. But we're in Texas. So one judge gave it to Vera. I don't understand how at all. I can kind of see maybe round 3. I don't understand at all. I don't understand. I think I saw on Twitter, I forgot who it was. I think it was, no, I don't know who it was. I saw someone on Twitter say that the only thing they can think of is the judge saw how Sandhagen was taking him down in the first 2 rounds and was like, oh, well, since he didn't take him down that much in rounds 3, 4, and 5, he must be winning. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. That judge, I have no idea what they were doing or what the fight they were watching. Whatever. But at least it didn't ruin and steal the fight away from Sandhagen, who did everything right, I think, here. Sandhagen called out Marab after the fight. And I kind of hope that fight happens because I think that fight could be for a vacant title if Sterling beats Cejudo, because Sterling has said he wants to go to 145 at some point. I think after Cejudo he's probably going to. And I'm just down for that. I'm down for anything on 135 right now, honestly. That sounds like 135's best division on the planet for me right now. And for a co-main event of the evening, oh man, I had to watch a Holly Holm fight. She fought Yana Santos, formerly Kunitskaya, but now Yana Santos, she's married to Thiago Santos. And honestly, after basically making Holly Holming a verb. I think it's only a matter of time before I have to cover her again. And she really dominated this fight. On the ground, on the feet, Santos just didn't have anything for Holm this entire fight. First round, they clinched as always. A lot of grinding, Holly Holming each other. But then a takedown to an easy pass to side control got Holm an easy first round. Second round, Holm gets a really early takedown, another easy guard pass, and she's looking for the crucifix for like a long time. And but then eventually she does get it, gets some elbows in, but then Santos escapes it. Holm gets mount and just pounds on Santos for the rest of the round. I saw some people say that this round is a 10-8, and I can kind of get behind that, Santos, once again, just doesn't, feels like a fish out of water on the ground. In the third round, you definitely see it. Holm gets the fight to the mat basically instantly, it feels like. Gets mount again, with her only losing mount because she went for an armbar. And the whole rest of the round, she's just dominating the grappling. Multiple submission attempts. All Santos could do was just survive and seem to just be out of her element. Just, what do you do? I guess if you're Santos, she just seemed like she couldn't just do anything. And, oh my god, I think Holly's going to fight another 40 years. She just signed a new deal. She wants to go for another title shot. I hope she doesn't get it. I got to be honest. I don't think she deserves it or anywhere near deserves it. But I feel like if I'm blessed enough to have a fight like Gaethje Fiziev happen, I'm probably on the flip side. I got to give something up for that. And I wonder if I unintentionally have given... What if I sacrifice for it? It's like I got to be cursed to watch Holly Holm fighting for another 40 years. It's kind of cool when Andrei Arlovski fights for 40 years. I think that's really cool. But man, Holly Holm, just... this fight wasn't her worst one. I don't even think it was I think it's in the middle. But I've only enjoyed 2 Holly Holm fights. At least nowadays with Arlovski, I just kind of go, yeah, Arlovski. I don't know. Maybe it's because I grew up an Arlovski fan. Call it bias. I don't know. This fight wasn't not a fun one for me. But hey, you know what? We all got to eat sometimes. Credit to Holly getting that money. Sure. And I had to talk about this fight. Maycee Barber and Drea Lee. Now, I'm one of the few Maycee Barber fans on the planet, I think. But I have a lot to say here. First round. I think Lee's winning the striking. Good kicking attack. Gets a takedown into the side control, which she held for a good amount of time in this dominant position. I'm going to give her the round. Second round. Barber lands some punches, but she gets taken down. She's being too aggressive. Lee doesn't get much going in guard, so she stands up and just starts dropping axe kicks while standing over Maycee. And, that was so cool. I'm going to give her the round. Third round. Striking back and forth. Lee got 2 takedowns, though, in this round and was holding him for a decent amount of time. Not too long, but had a good amount of control time, and she ended the fight in half guard. I think she won all 3 rounds. I could see the second round being Barber, actually, maybe, but I don't know. But we're in Texas. So Maycee Barber walks away with a decision win. And oh my god, I feel like I just can't believe it. I talked about the Cheeto Vera scorecard, obviously, in the main event. It was dreadful. But I think this one's awful too, personally. I feel like every time we go to Texas, we don't really talk too much about the fights that happen in Texas. We talk more about the judging that happened in Texas, which is awful to have that as the final thing when you leave. It's horrendous. And I don't know what's going on down there with their awful commission. Their commission's terrible too. It's just driving me up a wall. I thought Maycee clearly lost this fight, personally at least. I don't know how you guys feel. Curious if you guys feel the same. But I thought she lost it just like she did the Miranda Maverick fight. And she got that decision win too. Ugh. I just do not understand any of this at all, and I'm sick of it. I'm already nervous anytime we go to the judges. Anytime we go to the judges, I'm always nervous because I've seen a lot of bad judging calls in my day. But in Texas, it feels like I'm sitting there and watching a horror movie. Oh god, here it is. At least in the main event, it didn't take away the win from the rightful winning fighter, but it did in this fight, I feel like. So this one sucks. But let's put some wrap-ups for the card. Nate Landwehr put on another fun performance with a rear naked choke win in the second round. He called it a sucker punch rear naked choke against Austin Lingo. It's pretty funny. He punches the mouthpiece out of his mouth and then chokes him. It's kind of funny. Daniel Pineda got a guillotine win in his potential last fight in the UFC. He says he's okay with retiring, but he does want to come back. Because this was his last contract or fight out his contract, and he wants a higher paying contract. If he isn't getting it, he's retiring. I think that's actually a smart move. You're 30, he's 37. He can walk away, be happy from what it sounds like here. And I think this is a pretty good way to be like, I'll come back if you pay me more. Good. Fighters need to fight for pay. A lot more. Anytime these guys are like, oh, I think we're paid fine. I don't understand what people are talking about. Instantly not a fan. All fighters need to be paid more. I hate when fighters say, like, try to, suck up and like, oh, no, we're paid fine. This $20 you gave me, like, for my entire 8-week fight camp, beautiful. No, I hate it. I do hope they bring it back, though, because he's actually pretty fun. Whenever I see him fighting on, like, these fight nights, I go, oh, hey, this fight will be at least pretty cool. CJ Vergara and Daniel Da Silva had an awesome fight with a really cool, like, just fun comeback win. Go check it out if you haven't seen it before. It was really fun. That was my fight of the night. I think it actually won fight of the night, so that was my fight of the night. And lastly, Cowboy Cerrone was announced for this year's stacked Hall of Fame induction. We have Anderson, Aldo, Jens Pulver, and now Cerrone. I think that's all of them. I can't think if there's any more, but it's stacked this year. But that's it for me. I won't be here next week. There's no fights next week. But don't worry. If you really miss me, we just put out a retro review on the main channel. Check it out. It's great. And this one I'm really proud of. I got to make a lot of jokes about Tito Ortiz's head size, so I'm always happy with that. Also, there's a whole playlist of retro reviews, so if you've missed one, you can just go back and check it out. And why not? I'm Joe with the INC. Thank you for watching.